Hello everyone, Tzvia is here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm sharing with you an art journal book that I made for August Challenge in Mixed Media Academy blog as the guest designer. This time I will use the jelly plate and gloves because I don't want to get too dirty. I use a lot of stencil, and if you don't have stencil you can use a big shortcut. I am using 160 gram white cardstock. I will use rollers and spatula and palette knives and all kind of acrylics paints. I will mix colors to get a specific color that I need in the mood board. For cleaning the jelly plate I will use baby oil and baby wipe. A tip for you, I use a container with hot water and dish soap to soak all the stencil and all the tools that I use, and then it's easier to clean later. I cut the pages to the size of the jelly plate, but I use also the leftover. Now I am starting to put colors on the jelly plates and stencils and pages to get the print on the pages. I clean the roller on the page on the side, but I don't throw it. I use it later for one of the pages in the art journal book. You can put the colors on the jelly plates and then stencil and then another color and then page. Just play and try and experiment and enjoy, of course. I'm also cleaning all the stencil on the pages because I'm going to use them. This way nothing is wasted. And when it's hard to lift the colors from the jelly plate, you can add a splat of water and a page and it's lifted on. Nylon crackers for packaging makes a beautiful texture. I recommend it. If you don't have the specific color you need for the challenge, you can also mix it on the jelly plate itself. As you probably know, you can mix colors with white and make them lighter, and you can mix color with black and make them darker. Here I cut some sponge that I use for cleaning dishes. I use it to smear all the colors through the stencil. Now I am mixing colors to get the colors I need in the mood board. I use pink and red and mix it with white and black until I am happy with the colors. I'm splitting more water to lift on the rest of the colors on the page. And don't be afraid to use the pages that you already make, because it makes more texture to each page. The crazy and the messy that you get, it's the best for the texture of the pages. And don't forget Don't waste any colors on the stencil and use them for all the pages. I will use all these pages for my art journal book. If you're wondering where I put the pages, I put them on the floor beside me. And when they dry, I pick them up and put more texture. As you can see, it's getting very messy. And the other side of the page is getting dirty, but I don't mind because I'm going to glue it anyway. And I keep on adding texture with all kind of stencil with the 5 colors of the mood board. And white, of course. I finished to work with the jelly plate, and now you can see on the right all the tools and the stenciled and even the nylon is clean. I really love what turned out, but I'm still wanting to add more texture and interest to the pages. I'm adding more texture to the pages with stencil or big shortcuts with spray and acrylic paints. You can also clean with baby wipes the stencil between colors to colors. For the last part, almost, of the texture, I'm using flower stencil, and this time I will put them on all over all the pages because I want them to a bit match to each other because it's the same art journal book. Just notice that it's white acrylic paint, it's not gesso. And I'm adding again spray truth stencil. That's it. The pages are ready. Now I am going to glue them on the chipboard. I mark the pages and I cut as needed. Also, I'm marking the holes and punch them too. I decided to add black gesso to the edges before I will glue all the pages. At first I was distressing the pages, but then after I saw it's useless because I put black soot distressed ink anyway, so this part is unnecessary. I glued the pages to the chipboard with Mod Podge. After gluing the paper, they may be needed cutting and adjusting the papers to the chipboard. For the other side of the pages, I needed leftover, so I glue pages and adjust them together. All the pages are ready. I'm covering all the pages from all sides with Mod Podge for protection, because the colors might be active. I don't want them to be active when I decorate and make the art journal works on it. We got to the binding part and I'm going to put eyelets. But this time I'm not going to use the crocodile. I'm going to use a tool, a special tool that help make eyelets and the negative together. So this way it will be beautiful on both sides. This tool has a part of pin and part of hole, and we use a plastic hammer. I will put the eyelet negative with the concave side down on the pin. Then I put the eyelet on the hole as always. Now I put the hole with the eyelet on the pin with the negative eyelet. I put the stick with the hole and I use the hammer on it. And this way you can see it's nice and beautiful from both sides. I will finish them all and I will come back to you later. I will use rings to bind everything. That's it. I finished the papers. Now I want to make all kind of embellishments for the art journal part. I took 160 gram watercolor pages and I'm putting colors from the mood board with water and making a little mess. This is the simple watercolors. I will use all kind of papers, the papers that I put with watercolors and from jelly plate and vellum paper, and I'm going to stamp them with all kind of stamps. Part of the stamps I just use archival black ink, and part of them I will use Versamark and embossing powders. The embossing powder are in the colors of the mood board. As you can see, I am keeping the mess part of the challenge very active. Now I am pussycutting all the embellishments. For more embellishments, I decided to cut in the big shot all kind of clips and pins with glitter papers. As you can see, I put a double-sided adhesive behind before I cut them. It makes it easier to stick them later. That's it for this video. I will see you on part 2. Thank you for watching.